Have you ever heard of a game about time travel? Going to the future and meeting a robot? Going to the past and meeting a frog warrior? And going to the end of time with a monkey fight involved? Yes, you guessed it right. Today, we will be talking about Another Eden, the cat beyond time and space. Chrono Trigger? No. You see, this is totally different. The main problem of this game comes from the future instead of the past. It's totally different. Another Eden is a 2.5D turn-based gacha game. Yes, another gacha game, and no, I don't have an addiction, I just need help paying rent. Anyways, it is a gacha game about time travel, going on a grand journey with a colorful cast of characters. It takes a lot of inspiration from Chrono Trigger, so if you like that setting, you probably like this one as well. The story has evolved from more than inspiration. With new updates and new stories being released all the time, it has sort of become its own thing. There are tons of side quests and character quests to expand on the world as well. And I think it is super popular in Japan because it has a lot of crazy collabs. It has collabed with Persona 5, the Tales of series, Octopath Travelers, and the King of Fighters recently. The story is great, and the music is fantastic. I really like the character designs as well. There's a lot of things I really enjoy about the game, but there is this one big problem that seems to have gotten bigger since I first played it. The game is a little too pay to win. Now the game doesn't have any sort of PvP, so in that way, you can argue that it doesn't have any pay to win features, but hear me out. The game doesn't have anything close to a pity system. You can spend 1,000 polls and not even get a single 5-star. That could be possible. There's also a paid banner versus a free banner, with the paid banner being a lot better. But even if you paid for that banner, you might not even get the featured characters. And for the paid banner, you only get 3 chances, and the chances of getting the featured character is only 10%. There are also subscriptions that gives you a lot of things that you can't get normally that cost up to $50 if you want them all, and $30 if you want the one that is best cost. The new bosses they release require very specific teams or characters that makes it super hard to beat without them. And I can go on and on about all these things that makes it non-free to play in a way. Now I will give them some slack. You don't really have to do this if you don't aim for endgame bosses. You don't need to have the best teams. The free teams that they give just by playing the story is really good. The game also gives out a lot of gold currencies when you first start off. Just keep in mind that the banners isn't 50-50 like Honkai and Genshin and games like that. The chances of you getting the featured character is only like 0.8%. So pick a god and pray, I guess. Also, as I mentioned before, the free characters that you get just by playing the game is more than enough for a casual playthrough, especially the main character. Unlike a lot of games where the main character sucks, this one keeps up with the power creep decently well. You can also upgrade 4-star versions of the character into 5-star versions with some time and materials. The older characters might also get buffed in the future with like personal equipment and things like that. But unless you don't care about having a diverse team or characters that makes your experience a lot easier, this game hardly gives them to you unless you pay for them. And if you do decide to pull for a unit using that magical card that swipes, you better hope that 1, you get it before you go broke, or 2, it can last a while because the power creep of this game is like Dragon Ball level. When I first started this game, it was impressive if a single character can reach like 100,000 damage. Then they released an enhancement system that can make your party reach like billions of damage if you max them out. But now, you can do it even before unlocking that enhancement. I'm not even halfway through the story yet, but I can blow up any old bosses that they released back then with the new characters and broken buffs they provide. So you might think that I can do that with any bosses nowadays, but you're dead wrong. The newer bosses always has a HP stopper, It always has something that one-shots one of your parties or all of your parties. It is resistant to all but one element. It has null elements, which heals them if you attack them with that element. It has HP heals, it has stalls, it takes away the core mechanics of the game, and etc, etc. There are a lot of things about the newer bosses that makes it a lot harder and a lot more frustrating unless you have the right characters for the right situations. Unlike most games, Another Eden requires you to invest more in tankier units the later you go. The damage is still important though, but just damage isn't good enough. All the top units now needs both damage and some utility, like buffing or debuffing, or pulling the aggro, or saving your entire team basically. And up till this point it was fine, but recently they released another power-up that requires you to either pull that version of the character or waste months unlocking that version from the downgrade versions of the character. And this isn't just a normal power-up, it's almost a core mechanic for some newer characters, because without them, they would be totally useless. So you either have to waste months gathering the resources to upgrade them, hoping you already have the characters, or you spend $50 and upgrade them once a month. Not to mention the game is just badly designed because there are random crashes, terrible UI that makes you re-download the game if you link the wrong accounts. Sometimes the download screen is stuck at 100% or passes 100%, poor currencies which is locked behind ads, on which you can't skip unless you have subscriptions, and maybe more that I can't think of on top of my head. So with all that being said, do I like this game? No. But also, yes. Something just makes me come back to this game from time to time. Maybe it's that crazy X that everyone mentions on the internet. Maybe this is Stockholm Syndrome. But I really like this game for what it provides. I'm not sure if I would recommend this game though, due to all the issues that I listed before. But if you don't mind a casual playthrough, then I would say go for it. Don't play this on Steam though, because there's a lot of problems there. Either use your phone or use BlueStacks or something like that. In the end, it's a really good game, despite all the problems. It's a gacha game that I love, yet hate.